Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Call Haloyim Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Roha Kadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, bishops, priests, and all the great men of great millstone who teach and rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect, the 144 remnant participants in the incoming kingdom. The name of this epistle is going to be called The Homegoing Circus. Now, yesterday, oh, it was quite a stir for me because I witnessed something that I haven't spoke about, or it got away from my mind. But this homegoing service that we see on occasion in the busy streets, making a long procession throughout the city to make it to the church, that is a thing of where it shows that someone is going home and they want to put out a big show in order to cover it. So, uh, first thing one of the precepts I have for this is the book of Luke, Luke 9, verse 60. And Yahweh Shai said unto him, let the dead bury their dead, but go thou and preach the kingdom of Yahweh Shai. And that's a time-honored tradition for the servants of Yasharallah. This new thing, well, it's not new, but it was reserved for people who lived in Egypt, who basically tried to give a homegoing service, and hopefully they would gain magical powers in doing so. So far, I haven't seen any magical powers coming out of this homegoing service. All I ever seen in my days, from being a nihat to a duck until I'm a mature human being, was that it's a I've seen the congregation in so much turmoil, like they have lost their best friend. It's their way to show that morbid mentality that this is the way to be because one of your best church buddies went on home, and here you stuck saying, I miss that person, I like that person, and I should have treated that person well, yada, yada, yada. But the thing is that you're supposed to go out and preach the word, not raise somebody up, because with that, what you're doing is that you're preaching idolatry in your movements. Another thing that I saw was that in my time in the Baptist church was uh, casket diving. Usually that's the thing where is that they have so much of a trauma built up inside. Maybe it's just too much liquor that drank the previous night, where they show up drunk, and they do crazy things like ask questions which way the head is set during the sunset, is towards the east or the west. I see my father grabbed up a preacher and asked that question, and now that I look back at it, I wish he had thrown him in the ground before the casket dropped, but that's another story. Uh, you see moaning and groaning throughout the whole congregation. And when you give um, acknowledgments of the person who's going home, I haven't heard any scriptures to say the least. They would say what kind of a good soul that person was, and uh, I, I don't know that person, but I'm quite sure he was a good soul because there's somebody here that's a member of this congregation, but he wasn't tithing, so I can't tell you so much about what's going on. So let's get back to the scriptures. Let's let it talk for what you're supposed to do. This is the book of 2 Timothy 4, verse 2. Preach the word, be an instant in season and out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all longsuffering and doctrine. Okay, what that means is that you still got a job to do. Yes, that's a loved one that you might have lost, or somebody that was a church or buddy of yours, but you're still supposed to go out and preach the word. There's no other way to get around that. You're shirking your responsibilities. I used to hear when I was a kid that not so much being lazy, but you keep putting it off. In other words, preaching the words is a top priority of Yasharallah. You are Yasharallah just because you are wear a tie, you got the church shoes, you drive a limo, you're inside of a limo, that you think that's supposed to be the thing to do, but you're supposed to come out here, wear a garment, and preach the word. Let me go to another precept, and that would be Timothy Salakia. I found it. This is the book of Matthew, 10, verse 7. As ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. This is what you're supposed to do, not go around and get fattened up and talking about how somebody is, or raising somebody up in church and give them their flowers at their homegoing service. Your thing is to go ahead and preach the word in season and out of season. That's what you're supposed to do. So when you get into Luke, he basically says this thing, but it's a little different. I like it, and it drives the point home, nevertheless. So when you have I know. Let's touch on the funeral procession, which is a financial statement of the Baptist Church, financial staple. It costs a lot of money to bury somebody, and if you don't have insurance and coverage on that, that's going to be a burden to the people who know they're deceased. And it always goes on to thinking that the limo service, the mortification process of the body, sometimes they may do it right, sometimes they may have to put it in a casket. It may be too big, and sometimes the casket may fall apart because it's not constructed properly. So there's a point where is that you have to understand that these things happen all the time. And as I said, on a personal account, I've seen, I've seen quite a few things that, Salakia, I've seen a few things in my time that I would usually shake my head and say, what the hell are they doing? Okay, this is Luke 4, verse 43. And he said unto them, I must preach the word of my power to other cities also, for therefore I am sent. And that's another thing, is that you have to take things in consideration that this doesn't work. A lot of things that I saw wrong with the Baptist Church, it doesn't work, and that including the homegoing process. Everybody has a different thing on it, but it's still ended up with the same mess. That's all I can say. I like the idea that that it's a kind gesture, but our men should be out on the streets. So say if Luke chapter 14:23, on the highways and byways of preaching the word all day, every day. And just because you have a lost one that you really cared about, that's the way that goes. Viewing of the body, that doesn't work. That is for the people who are living, which I consider the dead, because you ought to know better. Get that body into the ground as soon as possible. And that's all I have to say about the homegoing service, just to touch on that. And I just added some precepts to it so that there'll be somewhat of understanding that I got from it, because I was questioning the whole process myself when it comes to homegoing. I'm saying, where the hell we get that from? But we don't need that. Your first priority, Yasharallah, is to preach the word. And then I will say, Call Haloyim Yahweh Bahashim Yahusha Bahashim Rohakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, and bishops, and priests of Great Millstone who teach well. Salutations, Salakia. Shabbat, Shalom, Yasharallah.